What's up, music lovers? Thanks for clicking on my channel. Led Zeppelin is one of the biggest and most influential bands in the history of rock, so I figured now would be a good time to count down their 20 best songs. At least their 20 best songs, in my opinion, at this particular moment in time. But before we get into it, if you like hard rock, heavy metal, progressive rock, music in general, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, all of that YouTube stuff. And with that self-promotion out of the way, let's just get straight into it and start talking about some Led Zeppelin. Coming in at number 20 is Hey Hey What Can I Do, which was the B-side for the single Immigrant Song. It's kind of hard to imagine that this was only a B-side given how good of a song it is. You'll probably hear me say this a lot throughout the video, but this song is a really great mix of folk and rock music. John Paul Jones on the mandolin blends so well with Jimmy Page's 12-string guitar. Also, the stuff that John Paul Jones is doing on the bass, the little fills throughout the verse, absolutely perfect. Coming in at number 19 is Trampled Underfoot from Physical Graffiti. This is the first Led Zeppelin song I remember really getting into as a kid, and I think it's because that riff has such a groove and has so much swagger. Seriously, the groove in the song is on another level. Plus you get those little licks that Jimmy Page is doing on the wah pedal and Robert Plant just belting out the vocals. Coming in at number 18 is Black Mountainside from Led Zeppelin 1. This is a short and beautiful instrumental song, and Celtic and folk music is probably my second favorite genre of music behind heavy metal, progressive rock, all that stuff. So anytime you get Led Zeppelin just jamming out to an acoustic guitar that's tuned in dadgad and really getting to showcase how much they love traditional and folk music, I'm all for it. Coming in at number 17 is Fool in the Rain from In Through the Outdoor. John Bonham. His drumming on this song is so indescribably good. Every time I listen to it, I can recognize how amazing the vocals, the piano, the guitar, every other instrument is, but my mind always starts to focus on the drums because they just have so much groove and he is just absolutely killing it. And I'm a guitar player saying that, so for a guitar player to not focus on the other instruments and just be focusing on the drums, that's really saying something. Coming in at number 16 is Immigrant Song from Led Zeppelin 3. Do I really need to explain myself for this one that much? It's one of Led Zeppelin's most iconic and most straightforward metal songs, and also one of the ones that they didn't plagiarize, allegedly. Plagiarize, I should say. This song has the most badass single note riff ever recorded. You have Robert Plant's iconic wails, and the lyrics are about Vikings coming in and fucking your shit up. Yeah, that damn sounds pretty metals to me. Coming in at number 15 is All of My Love from In Through the Outdoor. This is one of the very few songs with love in the title that actually makes me feel anything. The song has a great synth riff as well as a great synthesizer solo, but the real star of the show is Robert Plant's vocal performance. He really knocks it out of the park on this one. It's dedicated to the memory of his son, who died when he was only 5 years old while Robert Plant was on tour. And as a result, you can really hear the sadness in his voice when he's singing. It's such a great performance, and All of My Love is an absolutely fantastic song. Okay, coming in at number 14 is Kashmir from Physical Graffiti. This is another song where I don't know exactly what I can say about it. It's Kashmir by Led Zeppelin. I said before how much I love anytime Led Zeppelin is tuned to dadgad, and of course you have that iconic riff that drives this song. Kashmir is also one of their more progressive outings, and I think it's a really good song of showing just not just where Led Zeppelin was at this time, but where kind of the whole vibe of the 1970s was. Okay, and coming in at number 13 is Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You from their debut album. Anne Brendan's peaceful folk song gets transformed into this epic, mournful, and psychedelic rock song after Jimmy Page and Robert Plant are done with it. This track does a great job of blending the two sides of Led Zeppelin from their early career. I think it's one of their most iconic songs. It's one of their songs that you just listen to it and you kind of get a vibe for what this entire band is about. Coming in at number 12 is Misty Mountain Hop from Led Zeppelin 4. Hey, what song can follow up Stairway to Heaven? Misty Mountain Hop can. The keyboard riff is absolutely iconic. I love the vocal harmonies that Robert Plant does during the verse, and J.R.R. Tolkien inspired the lyrics, or at least the name of the song, so, you know, of course I'm gonna like it. This is gonna be the first of several songs where I bring up J.R.R. Tolkien because I'm as big of a nerd as Robert Plant and Jimmy Page were, apparently. Okay, and coming in at number 11 is Going to California from Led Zeppelin 4. We have some more folky Led Zeppelin, which I'm always going to love, and Going to California for me is probably the second best song that they ever did in this style. It's such a beautiful and laid-back song, but it's also pretty layered. What John Paul Jones is doing on the mandolin gives the song a bit more depth than it would have if it was just Robert Plant and Jimmy Page. Speaking of Robert Plant, he really crushes it on the vocals in the song, and even though it's towards the end and it's just a small part of it, I absolutely love how they just toss in some distorted vocal harmonies right at the end to just kind of add this layer of mysteriousness to it as the song is fading out. Coming in at number 10 is The Ocean from Houses of the Holy. Oh yeah. We're getting into the good stuff now. That main riff is one of Jimmy Page's best. I love the way it switches from 4/4 to 7/8 just to kind of throw off your ear. This song is pretty experimental without getting lost in that experimentation. It's a bit progressive without being too over the top. The way they choose to hold out certain notes or to switch into the riff here but not switch into it there is all fantastic, and I just think that The Ocean is one of Led Zeppelin's most unique songs, and yet it's still a song that can appeal to someone if they want to hear that classic Led Zeppelin sound. Coming at number 9 is Achilles' Last Stand from Presence. This is not a typical Led Zeppelin song, but man, do I wish they had explored this sound more and made more songs in this style. John Paul Jones' bass playing is absolutely insane and almost certainly had a big impression on bass players like Steve Harris. The solo is one of Jimmy Page's best, and during the back half of the song you get some absolutely incredible moments when the band is all playing in unison together. Add in lyrics that are taking their inspiration from mythology and you easily have one of Led Zeppelin's best songs. Coming in at number 8 is The Battle of Evermore from Led Zeppelin 4. More J.R.R. Tolkien inspired lyrics, more folky Led Zeppelin. Love it. I think that this song is the best version of that side of the band's sound. And what gave it the edge over Going to California is the fact that this song is a duet. Sandy Denny had an absolutely amazing voice, and her voice blends so well with Robert Plant's on this song. You once again have some really cool stuff going on between the mandolin and the acoustic guitar, and this song name drops ring rates, okay? Come on. How could it not be in the top 10 with a fact like that backing it up? Coming in at number 7 is Four Sticks, also from Led Zeppelin 4. This is another song where Led Zeppelin leans into their progressive tendencies. The song isn't very traditional in its structure, but it just works so well. And I absolutely love the way the song switches between 5/8 and 6/8. This really is another song where John Bonham just gets to show how much of an absolute monster he was behind the kit. And you can really hear the influence that Led Zeppelin had on bands like Rush, Tool, Dream Theater, and Soundgarden with this song. Okay, and coming at number 6 is Bring It On Home from Led Zeppelin 2. This is such a great way to end their second album. The bluesy, harmonica-driven intro lulls you into a false sense of security. When the full band comes in at 1:45, it just knocks you off your feet. You go from this mellow blues song to this absolutely banging hard rock song just like that. The guitar harmonies are on fire. The entire band is just playing with such energy, and even 5 decades later, it still really holds up. Coming at number 5 is Ramble On from Led Zeppelin 2. This is another song that does a good job of mixing the two sides of Led Zeppelin into one cohesive sound. The bass during the verse, as well as Jimmy Page's melodic lines, are absolutely incredible, and I really love the way they mess around with effects during the end of the song for Robert Plant's vocals. The way they pan from one speaker to the other really kind of throws you off, and plus, the lyrics name check Gollum, Mordor, and the Evil One, so coming in at number 4 is What Is and What Never Should Be from Led Zeppelin 2. This is another defining song from the early Led Zeppelin era, and it follows a pretty similar structure to songs like Ramble On. I gave the edge to this song because of that chorus. It is so infectious, plus the beginning of the guitar solo sounds like Jimmy Page doing his version of 1950s Hawaiian music. Like if you close your eyes and listen to that part of the song, it's like you get a free vacation to Maui. But not really. Though if you listen to the outro of the song, it kind of makes up for that. Coming at number 3 is Black Dog from Led Zeppelin 4. This might be the second most iconic Led Zeppelin song of all time. Every part of the band sounds so much more mature than they did on their first couple albums with this song, and those riffs in the pre-chorus are so chunky. John Bonham is adding so much weight to the band with his drumming as well, and if you had to pick one song that kind of encapsulates the Led Zeppelin sound more than any other, it would probably be Black Dog. There is, of course, another song that is more iconic. Okay, and coming at number 2 is Stairway to Heaven. You knew this song was coming, okay? I knew it, you knew it. You can't talk about the greatest Led Zeppelin songs without talking about Stairway to Heaven. Is Stairway to Heaven one of the most overplayed songs of all time? Absolutely. But is it also a masterpiece from start to finish? Again, the answer is absolutely. I won't say too much more about this song because, I mean, what can I add to the conversation? But I will say that of all the songs that are like these big, massive radio hits, this is one of the few that when I hear it, I still love it. I might not put it on all the time, but if I hear that intro, I'm gonna have to stay there and listen to all 8 minutes of it. Okay, and coming at number 1 as my all-time favorite Led Zeppelin song is No Quarter from Houses of the Holy. I mentioned before how I wish Led Zeppelin had made more songs in the style of Achilles' Last Stand. I really wish they had made more songs like No Quarter. This song is so moody and ominous and a bit psychedelic and experimental while still having that Led Zeppelin swagger with that main riff. The lyrics and Robert Plant's vocals are really sad but also very dignified as just accepting your fate. They really throw everything at the wall with this song in a good way. It was actually a song that they were writing when they were making Led Zeppelin 4, but they kind of waited a little while to put it out, and you can tell that they've really worked on it because there's so many keyboard parts and really cool guitar lines, and there's so many effects that they toss in there to just create this absolutely amazing and unique song. No Quarter is really unlike any other Led Zeppelin song, and I think that's what makes it so special. So there you go, the top 20 best Led Zeppelin songs, at least according to me at this particular moment in time. But enough about what I think. What are your favorite Led Zeppelin songs, and what are some heavy hitters that I left off the list? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. There's so many good songs that I left off this list because, I don't know, it's Led Zeppelin. They have a ton of good songs. That's part of the fun of picking 20. You're like, oh, what are the ones that are just the absolute best? If you couldn't listen to any others, what would you choose? These 20. Go. I have an instrumental song out called Waking Giant. There's a link down below if you want to check that out. There's probably another video popping up around here somewhere you might like. Please, if you enjoyed this video and you can stand looking at my face for this long, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, all that YouTube stuff. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you at the next video.